If you are watching this video, this means this could be one of my last videos alive, because the information I will expose in this video will be devastated for the people in control, but will be very important for you to listen to it, because the loving government have lied to you your entire life. They have fooled you your entire life. And when you will realize after watching this video what the real secret was behind this illusion of loving you, you will not understand how you have been falling for all their lies your entire existence. You will be in shock that you could have felt for their lies, and you will finally have the answers you have been looking for your entire life. In my case, it's 31 years. The government never wanted you to learn that, not even your teacher taught about these aspects, because it was hidden for you for a purpose. And that, the reason for that purpose will be clear after watching this video till the last end. The question most never have asked is how much liquid money available is there actually in this world? Because the number is around $40 trillion. There are 8.1 billion people around the globe. And so if we would have divided this $40 trillion equally with the entire globe, then how much would each person have? Most people would guess probably a couple of millions. Otherwise, how could we all make it? It should sound logically that if we would equally divide that funds, everyone could be a millionaire. But it is simply upon ourselves that we didn't have put enough of effort in order to reach that $1 million target, to finally be financial free. And the only one to blame that we cannot afford this beautiful things like simply having just a roof above our heads where we do not need to worry about the monthly rental bills is all to do with ourselves. We are lazy and we should work simply harder or smarter, and then we all could make it. But the reality is shocking, because it is not $1 million for each. It is not even 100 grand for each. Not even 10 grand for each. Are you seeing where we are going? The reality is, if we would divide that estimated $40 trillion in liquid funds that we need in order to pay for our food, in order to buy and pay off our mortgage, in order to pay for our rent. In reality, once we would divide that funds equally amongst the 8.1 billion people around the globe, then we each would end, you and me, with only $4,940 in average. Think about that for a minute. Take the moment. It is shocking low. It is very shocking low. Because let's give you some more to understand and grasp the true scam behind it all. Because if one person would buy a property, a house, simply to have the security to finally be safe, to not have to sleep in the cold outside, to not have to worry, to be thrown out from the property we rent. Simply for security reasons, to have something that belongs to us, something where our kids could feel safe. In average, that price of the house comes right now around 250 grand. But what many people don't understand, that money, we took it from the bank. And the bank has a second game beneath their sleeves for us. That is called, you guessed it, the interest. That small interest that they are calculating on a yearly basis, we're paying it per month, but on a time frame of 25 to 30 years. That means that 250,000 initial capital that we believe the property was worth, after paying the bank their interest, we realize at the end of the road, including a small renovation, because of course over the years, true, we need some small minor renovations, we end up the total cost to be not $250,000 but $500,000. And that is if we got a very good deal with that interest. Most people don't have a great deal. They ending up paying triple the amount that they initially thought the price of the property was that they was going to buy. And now what is happening? So in average, we are taking the average where we got a great deal. We got a really great deal. The bank is telling that to us. You got a really great deal. In reality, it doesn't sound great. Once we hear it, it doesn't sound a great deal at the end. But let's take it. Let's take it for God's sakes, to make it easier for all of us. Let's take it. We paid $500,000. It doesn't sound something fishy with it. But we forgot that if all the liquid funds was equally divided amongst the entire population, then we only would end up with less than $5,000, $4,940 on average. In other words, when we have taken that chunk of $500,000 out of the market, where a huge amount of that funds went to the bank to go back to the super elite behind that entire monopoly that are orchestrating, because capitalism, it's private owned. And so now these people got that chunk, but that money got erased from the market, from the normal people, from you and me. And that means that now, because one person has that security, 99 other people will have no other option than the next two. And listen carefully. Or they have to starve to death, or they have to figure out how to take the money from other people in a way that isn't kosher, in a way that is illegal. But they need to do it because they have to feed their kids. They have to feed their families. Or they sell their body and maybe getting someone that has some funds, giving it to them. That part, most often the women are taken. Or us men, going a very illegal path, trying to maybe sell drugs, maybe scam people, maybe steal, because what is there still left? It's dying starvation to death. That is what the super elite, the government, loves. To see how we are fighting in order to survive. The Hunger Games in real life. And as long that the schools doesn't teach that matter, no one will ever ask the question or even make the calculation. Because once they will make the calculation, suddenly now everything makes sense. We are working tirelessly hard. People are taking twice as much as we should work. That means instead of 40 hours per week, we are going for the extremes of even 80 hours a week. And at the end of the month, we still don't have enough. And we try to think and try to blame ourselves, looking to our kids, believing they are the cause, looking to friends, believing they are the cause, looking to the rich, just the average normal Jew, thinking they are the cause, looking to the ones that are coming to our countries, thinking they are the cause, but forgetting that the whole system was designed for us to compete. And in order to compete, they have to give us something we truly will want to compete for, and that is to survive. Put them in a very difficult scenario where they have to survive to make it, and if they cannot make it, then let's see how crazy they will go. Let's see the violence. Let's see in what extent they could go. And then, when they getting caught to do something in order to survive because the whole system was against them, that same government that made sure that no one would understand the entire scam of the century. Because schools never taught us that. Why would they? If they would, we would look different to our same government. We would start looking with a more critical eye, something they don't like. That's why they must manipulate the media. As the media has to reinforce that it's all about the illegal immigrants. It's them. Focus on them. If it's not them, it should be someone else. Not them. Someone has to be the one that is lying. Someone has to be the one that is stealing, as long as it's not the government. Does that now sound very familiar? How is a bully at school working? What is the technique of the bully? Putting A and B against each other and saying, do you see what he wants? Going then, do you see what he has told against you? And now these two people are fighting. And then what are they doing? Taking their phones. Oh, come, let's film it. Fight, come on, fight. Come on, Ali. Come, fight. And then, here, who do you think will win? How much money do you bet on these two losers? These two, come, fun. See how stupid they are. None of both are realizing that they are getting played, tricked. And now everyone, the whole world is against each other. And the super elite that never have to work their entire life because they own the system are taking their popcorns and watching like that, like the bully. Back then with the camera, now they have it on big screens and watching and laughing and saying, look them, these people have not figured it out yet. There is only $40 trillion in liquid assets. You need to pay your food with what? With liquid money. You need to pay your loans with what? With liquid money. How will you take it? From who will you take? Don't you realize it? Don't you yet realize it? There is not enough for the world. Because we want you to suffer. We want you to suffer and fight. Why? Because the elite themselves is literally feeling being not enough, as their parents has treated them with being not enough. Their parents, nothing was ever enough. Even it was themselves. They were the gift of life, but they are looking in the eyes of their parents, watching in the eyes of their parents, and what are they seeing? Disappointment. Is that your school degrees? Is that it? What a disappointment. I thought you are better than this. Is all that what you only have? Is that it all? Who are you? Loser. Remember, there is someone very famous online speaking in that way. All losers. You are just a nothing. Nothing is enough. You have to suffer to make it. And they believe in that way they push you to your extremes. But they forget. It happened in a negative way, where they felt they are not enough. They have to prove themselves somehow to everyone. And in discussions, those same people will try to win regardless of the truth. It doesn't care. They will ignore the facts, go around, talk about, if you said a valid point, go about something else unrelated with that point, trying to shift the focus and let everyone forget the point that was being made. Because in a discussion for them, it's not anymore about truth. It's simply about being right. That's it. Because they have to prove their words, as their parents show them, not that they are enough. Never show them they are enough. They didn't show them unconditional love. And so right now they feel life is about suffering, because my parents only saw me as a burden. And their mirror neurons, when they was going to school and replicating the same behavior the parents showed them, you did something I didn't like, here I punch you. The animal instinct, the bigger can oppress the weaker. We are animals, just in a new form. Neglecting we have reasoning capability to rise above or animal instinct. But what will happen now? The kid is going to school and we have something called mirror neurons. And those mirror neurons will replicate that same behavior that the child saw the parent showing. If somebody weaker does something you don't like, we have to punish. And so when he replicated that in school, now the teacher punished him for replicating what literally his parents showed him to do. After that, the teacher is showing the exact same behavior. She is punishing, not asking questions to understand who taught you. Who taught you that violence is the way? Is it the government, your parents? Is it us with our punishments? Is it the media that each time highlights that we should punish? Who taught you that? No one asks. But yet, the teacher will punish. And the kid is thinking, very surprisingly, you do the same just because you are stronger, more authoritarian, you can punish me. Oh yeah, I did the same with that child. What is the link? Why? What did I do wrong? And then the parents coming, and the child believes the first time. Yes, of course, the parents will be reasonable, knowing all I did is replicating what they are doing to me, so what do I do wrong? And he will say, but he did that to me. He did that to me. With that, the child is trying to emphasize, but you do that to me, and I did that to them, and you do that to me. And the government do it to anyone going against them. What do I do wrong? And so the parent is coming, and what do you guess the parent will say? You think the parent will admit that they are the mistake? No way. No way. Egotism is never doing a mistake. Egotism, the mindset of egotism is, I am always right. I never made a mistake. I am an angel. It's always the issue by other people. And so now they will neglect that fact that they have shown it. And they will simply say, who taught you that? Who taught you that behavior? I didn't taught you that behavior. What are you doing? Wait! Once you are doing at home, look what I will do to you. Exactly the same behavior they just condemned, will they replicate again, and the child is getting confused, watching, and all he has learned right now is okay. So if anyone is going to tell me that my behavior led to something or trying to emphasize that, I simply have to dismiss that I had anything to do with it, and even can be in the same time showing my hypocrisy by even punishing again. And the teacher doesn't understand, because the teacher is together getting paid by who? By that same government that shows that same behavior, that intentionally made sure there is not enough for people so they can all start fighting to survive. They never cared. But now that same child learned how to lie, how to deceive, how to be ignorant, and to get away with anything. If you said I did something, no. My dad never admitted, and he got away with it. Even the teacher were respecting him. The teacher was doing the exact same thing, and she didn't accept it. Even they know about mirror neurons. It's not something hidden. It is a fact. We have mirror neurons that replicate what we saw authoritarian figures do in their logic. So if they punish because somebody weaker than themselves did something they didn't like and they are on a higher ranking, then kids naturally will replicate that behavior. Otherwise, is there in school the teachings to critically think and analyze everything and tell you how much money exactly is there in circulation to let people know, look, we will be fair, it is impossible for all to make it, the system wants us to compete against each other, and one person will make it while the other 99 must suffer. So we are here with 20 people in the class. That means from us 20, probably no one of us will make it. The chance is almost zero. We need to have 100 people, and from the 100 people, one will make it. Only one. The other 99, yes, the second place and the third place, they will get something. Look in the football, we have taught you that we need to have this division mindset. Divisions is how it works, because the government loves that. And so they need some entertainment. And so their entertainment is to see us fight. So that their lives, that they simply can feel a little bit more happy. Because it's more fun for them. It's more fun to see other people just suffer. Why? Because they can do so. And that are the same kids. Because they have been punished twice by the teacher and the parent and learned to not take accountability, what do you think will happen now? They will want their justice, and they will say, I should punish it twice. I should punish twice as much, the only fair thing to do. If they punished me, I should punish twice again. I have been punished by my parents, been punished by the teacher. I don't want that. I want my right. I want to punish. And if they could do it, why can I not do it too? And that is a ripple effect. That is what we have sown. The seeds of destruction, the seeds of violence, the seeds of oppression. That's why Jesus said, if somebody punch you, give him your other cheek. But not just a cheek. Try to explain it to him. Later, once he's calmed down, try to explain to him. Because we have a curious mind. And a child is always searching for the logical truth behind everything. If somebody will tell you, or to a child right now, look, there is 2 books. And this book, if you let it fall from the same height, nothing can happen to this book. But this one will be destroyed immediately. But you don't explain how and why. Like what makes a difference? Why is this stronger than that? Why would that not break so quickly from the same height? So the child hears that and thinks, yeah. Are you telling the truth? I don't know. Is that true? And now the kids want to discover it. So he will go and say, okay, if you don't explain it to me, yeah, I'm looking to it, I don't figure it out, but should it be right? You know what? Let's put it on the test. And now he will put it and then he will follow it and see, oh, is it true or is it not true? Because there is only 2 ways to figure it out. Or the one, explain him the reasons. That requires time, where you sit and explain to the child, look, I will show you why. Do you see here? This one has more papers, but this one has less. Well, look. Ah, yeah, I see it. You are right. This has more papers than that one. Yes. And so because it has more papers, what do you think will happen? It should be stronger. Isn't that logically sound? Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes. That's why from the same height, with that, it's less likely to break versus that one. Ah, yes. But of course, if you will put that a little bit higher, and then let that fall from a higher place, then yeah, you know, it comes the same way. Both will break. Ah, now the aha moment comes to the child's mind. And the curious mind finds finally the logical truth that is enough. And thinks, that sounds right. That sounds right. And now the kid is happy. He is now understand the logical truth and thinks, now I can go further. As long as we don't do that, the mind will keep spinning. And if you don't think it works, why do you think many influencers are using thumbnails for clickbait? Clickbait thumbnails or catchy titles to spark curiosity, because they understand the curious mind needs to figure out, and it will go all adventure. Hoppla, come on, let's figure it out. What's going on there? And that is the curious mind. And why do we need the curious mind? It is there to protect us. Imagine now, this curious mind doesn't get nurtured from small on, where we tell our kids, you need to know the logical truth. You have to ask me, because look, I could maybe put something in it. It could be right, it could be wrong, but it is upon you to figure it out. So I want you to learn to think critically. I will say something, I will tell you 10 things. One of that might not even make any logical sense. You need to figure out what. And if there is something you don't really understand, ask questions. Because if I cannot explain you it with logic, that means I am or lying, trying to fool you, or I didn't manage to express myself properly enough to make you understand. This means I lack clarity myself, and I have myself now to understand it more deeper, and then only I will be able to teach you it. So you have always to ask these critical questions, because if you don't, I am providing for you right now a roof above your head, correct? I'm your parent. I am providing you now with food, correct? I'm your parent. And if I will tell you to do whatever I tell you, just because I am the big boss, then what will happen? You will grow up being afraid to ask critical questions. And when anyone later with some status, the boss that pays people a salary to make them having food, or somebody with status that could make you or help you to a new job or a new skill, or get recognition online because it is a very important influencer. You see financial potential in them. You see security in them. What you saw in me as your parent. And so you will not want to lose that, because you figured you need to have that. And I have taught you that if you will challenge their ideas, think for yourself critically, that they will not like it. So you will also now not do that. And that will make you a sheep to everyone with money or status. And that is not okay. Our curious mind is searching for the logical truth, because the structure of truth must sound logical, and it should be the same logic should apply in regardless what scenario, all situations, not just for one and not anymore for the other. That is when we are favoring one over the other. Truth is not based on favoring, no. Truth stands on its own. It has a logic that sounds logical because we share the same mind, the logical mind. This means that we have a shared basis to agree upon only if one accepts to speak with logic. That's how we can come to an agreement, mutual understanding. Without that, we will have a fight, because now one person feels they do not need to think about all, and it will not make logical sense. It's simply a lie. But they feel that it doesn't care, because it will benefit them. As long as it benefits them, for them everything is truth. But that's not truth. Having an opinion that is not logically sound is a lie. It doesn't care. It's something that you might want, but you didn't have thought about it long. Because truth is consistent positive, even in the long run, as it doesn't will hurt anyone, and it thinks about everyone and understand our interconnectedness. Because look, our child that we have punished will go now to school and punish another child, affecting the entire globe, becoming later president, and will be oppressive. Because we were oppressive. It will affect us back. And that is just another illusion. Because once we understand our interconnectedness, that we are one, like in our dreams, we see everything, the beautiful world, animals, plants, insects, everything. If we are lucid dreaming, imagine you are awake in that dream of you. We wish that we wasn't fearful, Because then we could do so many things we are scared to do in real life. Fear is avoiding us to be ourselves. And once we wake up from that dream, we realize, whoa, everything was simply my mind, exactly like in this world. We do not remember our dream of 2 days ago. And that is there just for our safety. Because if we wouldn't die and live forever, forever and ever, why would we want to take care about all? Why? Now we have definitely a major reason. Knowing that we will die and coming back to this world, but in a random place. It could be anywhere. Anywhere. In Africa, in Europe, in America, in Asia. It could be anywhere. And that means we must take care for all. Secondly, because we are dying, it is the biggest gift as we are coming back. Life is eternal. As long we don't create fights that will cause a nuclear war or creating a completely destroyed society because of the pollution. That's why we have to take care of this planet. We are reborn. It could be anywhere, but we leave behind our actions. And those actions will ripple out. Like the domino stones, where every second domino is the double size of the one before. And before you know it, it is our domino stone of positivity. Seeing people helping other people, giving a rose. And then the kids seeing that and saying, my mom was very happy with that rose. Maybe I give 2 roses. Maybe a rose and a chocolate to my girlfriend. And I'm going to the girlfriend and here. You want that? The girlfriend's now happy. Oh. But it could be also of negativity, where the girlfriend will say, is that it? Is that it? And now the kid will feel, but I just tried my best. I just was thinking I was doing something good, and I'm thinking you're not happy. And she, no. Now the kid is going at home and thinking, and the parents is asking, what's going on? I gave a rose to my girlfriend and that chocolate, and she didn't like it. I tried my best. She was just with a and now the kid will feel, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not. They don't value that. And now, when she was doing that, another student was laughing. They was all making fun about me. And now he will be afraid to do that again. To open himself up. To show kindness. Because one person felt it okay to make fun about them. And the other person that was going to receive the flowers was with a face like, Dad, is that all? And now the kid feels not confident anymore to open themselves up. While if she had reacted like, oh, I love that. Look here, I'm so happy. Thank you for the rose. Mwah. Here I give you, even if she maybe didn't like him, you know, in love matter, she could say, I give you a kiss on your cheek. Here. Mwah. Thank you. Look, I have an eye on somebody else, but I love you. You're so amazing. I don't want you to think I don't. Think about that. Keep doing that with another girl. I'm bad. There is one waiting for you. Someone like you. You are amazing. I hope my lover will follow your footsteps because you are a real gentleman. Now the kid will feel happy. At least, okay, he was rejected, but it was on a nice way. It was on a nice way. You didn't make fun about a rose. You actually encourage him. Next time, he will try it again. With a nice rose, coming like that, beautiful dressed. And here with the chocolates. Do you want to be my princess? That is actually the loving way. That is what we have to learn to go to. Let's live with the light of empathy. Empathy is return back as being a child. Because that trying so hard to look cool, I'm cool, not showing excitement. When you get something, say, I love it, well done, amazing, I'm so excited. Once we keep that excitement in, because we think people might judge us, and then it's like, oh yeah, someone is doing something, oh yeah, thank you, yeah. Person will feel like, you know what, I did a lot of work in it, literally, like it was not in 2 minutes, I have thought about it, I have wrote it, I have thought 100 times on how to do it. And then your reaction is simply, yeah, it's okay, yeah. That will not encourage positivity. That will again put the person like, did I do something wrong? She doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about me. That's why. And what will be our life? Our life will be, or try to look cool. What is that for life? What is that for life? Be yourself. Open up your arms, spread it open. Feel the magic and the energy. You feel it. You can feel the energy. It's like floating from us. The excitement floating. It's when somebody does something for you nice, tell it. This is so lovely. Well done. Thank you so much. So beautiful. Look here. Wow. You did that for me. You did that for me. You're amazing. And other people around stop making or laughing about it. Because if other people will start, look him there. The person will now feel like, I try to show my excitement. But why do they do it? Because of fear. They say, and they're in their head they are saying, I wish I could express that too, but whoa, he has balls to show that. Don't you think people might make fun of you? And they are always concerned about other people's opinion, like always like that. That's why a man with his wife in the bedroom is different than among his friends. Among his friends, I'm cool. I'm the man. But he knows this is not himself, and you cannot keep that mask for very long. You will get tired. Because with that, life doesn't have any feelings, any pleasure. Let's show our excitement. Don't fear. You are amazing! Express it! I love you! You're amazing, amazing, amazing. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. But be yourself! Not that ego. That's why people became cruel in the first place. Because the situation we have now comes from both sides. The people in control, they are saying, look, it's not that I'm cruel. I actually want. I would love to share, but I am afraid. Because in the past when I tried it, people made fun of me. People abused my kindness. People looked down to me. People didn't respect me. And somehow anything I was doing, it was never enough. No one was telling how amazing it was. Thank you for doing that. You're so amazing. All was about you have to be a man. A man doesn't show emotions. I didn't, and so you shouldn't. I had not an easy childhood, so you shouldn't also have an easy childhood. Yeah, that's it. Let's be the generation that breaks that cycle of negativity, because someone has to break it, it has to be someone. So let's us be that generation. Let's us create a generation for our kids that they never have to go through that same difficulties again. Because we have suffered in silence for more than enough. We have many nights where we have been crying from the pain inside of us that we fear to express with the world, because people wouldn't have valued it, wouldn't have understood it, would maybe have understood it but made fun about it. Why? Because of the Hunger Games. It's all about competition, that inequality. People are afraid and saying, oh, I feel your pain, but you know what? If I make fun of you, other people will be afraid to show you compassion and love, like insecure love. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Thinking in themselves, actually is not. But yeah, better to love like that, because before you know, he may start picking on me. I don't want to be in the spotlights. I'm better, yeah. But that person now feels him really bad, because the other people exhibit something we call sloth. And sloth is the fear to not speak out, that laziness, saying, yeah, but then I have to stand against them and I don't want it. So many people, damn, I'm just doing nothing. But that will now turn against us, because this bully will dominate now. With the mindset of, you know what, no one cares, no one really cares. So let's do it. Let's show and go in the most extreme part and see whenever they will start breaking. And saying, I'm sorry. Saying, this is not right. Start speaking up for themselves. There is a bully waiting. And he is waiting on us. Saying, when will you crack down? Because I didn't have felt me well. I have been looked down to. I have been bullied to. My parents was also really hard. No one understood that. You teachers judged me. Everyone judged me without asking deeper questions, looking from my perspective. When will you say sorry? So let's tell them sorry. Because we all made mistakes, including myself. And I want to be the first. I'm sorry for all the mistakes that has happened to you. I understand your pain. I understand the difficulties you went through. But please, this is not the right path. Let's change that. Let's show your heart. I value at least one. And I can assure you, many people, all of them value. They are simply just afraid and insecure to admit. We all value. Please, be the hero we never had. You have everything in control. Please think about all. Be the guardian for all. Be the guardian for all. Because what you have went through as a child, your nights of tears, of pain, of feeling alone, no one should experience that. No one. We have suffered, and maybe not as much as you have suffered in certain ways, but please show compassion, because kids will follow that behavior with their mirror neurons and go it twice as hard. And before we know, this beautiful world that we have, the opportunity to have finally somebody that understands both sides maybe never come again. Where this clarity for the first time is finally there, maybe it never will come back again. So I urge you, please show compassion, forgive, because I know you're amazing. You are loving inside of you, and you want it. I know how much you want it. I know. But please accept that there will be some people having that said and judging. There will be. There's always like that. But remember, the ones that judging and having that face while you are trying to do something great, they simply feel hurted themselves from something that is unrelated actually to you. Because this whole system was already there in place before you even was born. It was ourselves, myself in a previous life. And I admit this was a wrong path. And I admit I am a sinner myself. I did many things I am not proud about. Many things. I'm a sinner. But a sinner that finally understood how the mind was operating. Finally understood the entire picture. And without these sins, I would never have gained the clarity I have today. Never. And I'm sure your sins was necessary to make you understand this message. Because this message, without your experience, would have been worthless. But with your experience, you will understand it. Thank you to watch this video. I'm looking, it's 51 minutes. I understand you don't have much of time. In this world, time is very scarce. Because everyone has to survive. There is so much to do, but a limited amount of time, so I will end it by this one here. I love you. I care for you. You're amazing. You're loved. You're a star. And I want to tell you something. I forgive you, whatever you will do. Even I know I might not survive it for one night longer. But regardless, I forgive you before you even will do what you're going to do. I love you. And I'm sorry you didn't understood that you was enough. Because Adam had everything, but no one to share it with. And for that connection, he was ready to offer everything he had. I love you.